Now arriving at Lijiang.
Welcome back, guys. We're going into the grand finals of the Abandoned Jerks Overwatch tournament. We have for you tonight Broadhog and the Lucibros versus the Amazing Jerks Brigade. We're loading into game 1 of this best of 5 series on Lijiang Tower. And we're just waiting to see here what the teams decide to do as far as compositions. Early on, we have John McGee taking Zenyatta, Vincent playing on Lucio, Tehax on Pharah, Japhonius on Reaper, Mistletoad on Winston, and it looks like Bones Jackson just waiting to make that final 6th pick. On the opposite side...
pick.
Oh, it's a Zarya pick. There it is. Beautiful. On Team Red, we have Balak on Pharah, Malachite on Soldier 76, Yaltis on Mercy, Broken will be playing Roadhog, Drantha on the Lucio, and Slinkin using Ana.
Triple support here, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if the intent there is just to have the availability of Ana's boost for one of their DPS characters, but it is going to be interesting. I do like the double tank from Team Blue. Oh, he went back to the Mei. Alright, here we go. Game number 1. Both teams coming flying in here, looking for early control. Red team's going to come around the back, blue through the front.
Very wise to avoid the back from Pharah.
These early engagements are really, really important. Critically, it looks like Team Red has sort of got themselves stuck here a little bit. They've lost Balak in the initial exchange. They're being forced away. Yeah, being forced away. Just too narrow of a choke point for the composition they're running here, and it looks like Blue very close to taking control. They just need to get Slinkin off the point. And they will do so successfully. Team Blue takes control of the point.
Yeah, let's pick it up. Let's up the tempo.
It feels like the positional requirements here from Red Team are a bit of a limitation. They're not getting the engagements they need because they're being pushed away by the second tank. At this point, Yaltis is down, but has a basically fully charged ult available when he comes back. Red Team being held across the bridge and off the point altogether.
Nice throwing ult there.
Buys them a nice opportunity to get into position here. Unfortunately, it feels like they're not getting enough value out of Balak's Pharah. Big ult here from John McGee is going to buy Blue a chance to recover. And they're continuing to control the bridge, which is really where they want to force this engagement. Tehax on Pharah able to do a lot of work just staying around the outside, using kind of a borderline flanking style on his Pharah. And Red now really just can't even get through the door. They're letting Mistletoad in the back here kind of push them around. And this Winston play, even if it means he dies, which of course he does go down here, it's buying a lot of time. Blue is up to 70% on the capture point, and Red can't even get across the bridge.
Really ineffective ult by T-Hax there. He flanked behind, but someone was behind him, and he was
Fire at will!
Yeah, I like this ult from Bones. Tries to get Roadhog off of the bridge, unfortunately unsuccessful there. Red now actually able to get on the point, but they're kind of spread out. This is going to favor Blue if they're not very careful. Ults are all out of play except for Yaltis' res, which is unavailable right now, and Vincent's sound barrier, but Red will take control at 98%. So they didn't have to force overtime, although very close. Broken knocked off, and that's going to be a nice kill for Tehax. That's a big opportunity to wrest control back. The Rocket Barrage is good, but does not land any kills. Sound Barrier is going to come out at a critical opportunity here for Blue. And the follow-up is the ult from Jonald on the Zenyatta. It looks like they're going to take control back, and that's going to be the game. Overtime here, unlikely to matter. Broken rushes in, but is burned down with that Discord Orb, and game 1 is going to go to Blue.
Score 1-0.
Don't just let me narrate, guys. Feel free to jump in.
I don't know if you caught Mistletoad at the end there, jumping off to his own death.
It's a very Mistletoad thing to do.
Yeah.
feel like both teams were a lot more coordinated earlier, and that first game, both teams were just all over the place. Like, they weren't staying together, they were all spread out, and it was a matter of a bunch of 1v1s instead of 6v6.
Yeah.
The initial clash looked pretty coordinated, and after that it started to feel like they were too busy looking for flanking opportunities. So game 2 here, I think you'll see a little more coordination just by virtue of the style of map. Broken goes around the outside, gets a really nice early hook on John McGee, takes the Zenyatta out of the equation for this initial exchange.
No one's really trying to use that vertical space. They're all pretty much on the ground. With the exception of Farah's, of course. There's really nice snipers nest up top. Reused.
I feel like they're getting a lot of value right now out of picking off Yaltis. It feels like we're spending a lot of time watching Red playing with a single support, despite the fact that they're running 2. It's starting to look a lot like they might need to think about that second tank, and they have started to make some swaps. So we've got Balak on a Reaper this game, which is slightly different. Broken picked off by Euphonious. So Reaper is a good pick, I think, in this close quarters situation. Mistletoe.
Kind of bad. They had Jeff on the point the entire point. 5 people. He's not able to get him down. He's already spent all day.
Still
like
control of the point.
Punishing, not at all. Like, Mistletoe jumps in by himself way too often, and he's not punished. And Jeff, as you pointed out, was in the point by himself, and he wasn't punished.
It's a bit of a playstyle difference here for me, where you see Blue very focused on the objective, very, very keen on that, whereas for Red, Slinkin spent a lot of time there, including an ult, trying to deny, and ultimately unable to control the turn himself. Balak got a really nice ult there, and Red's going to take control here, but it does feel... Oh, maybe not. No, it's still good.
Broken kind of popped his ults a little after Balak did and kind of wasted it.
Yeah, there's definitely a weird...
It's not good right now.
There's definitely a tendency here, I think, for Red to play to kills, whereas Blue is playing to the objective. And you're seeing that with Broken flanking wide. He is looking for those hooks on the Zenyatta and getting them, but that's not necessarily the winning strategy in this position.
Here, Red's splitting up again, and I feel that Blue just comes in all in. They just crush them.
Here we go. We'll see if Jeff makes use of his ult to clear him.
I don't like the double up here, the sound barrier and the transcendence. I don't think that's a smart play. They've been able to get a couple of kills, and the only reason this is going to work, unfortunately, is like was mentioned, Red just 2 split up. They're getting picked off one by one. They're filtering in one by one right now, so this is likely going to cede control back to Blue. They've got lots of time to sort of, adjust and regroup to get it back. They've got 49% control. This is one of those times where they need to come in directly. Broken going to go wide on the Roadhog again. He's looking for these hooks. Not going to happen here. And Mistletoe able to be very aggressive with this Winston, just keeping Red from even moving towards the objective. Broken now carrying Discord. He's going to be in a lot of trouble if that's a persistent problem. They're just not getting anywhere near the objective. This is where Blue is excelling. They're excelling at this zoning game and keeping them away from the objective altogether.
Mistletoe in particular has done a fantastic job of keeping Yaltis dead, which keeps them down to many fewer res ults.
Big ult from Jeff. He didn't get anybody.
No, these ults have not been really strong again, largely dictated by the pace of the game and the inability for people to group up. Red needs this. They need control of this point. They're probably going to have to pick off on Tehax there. Broken takes him out in the back, so they're now going to be able to get control back. This is the critical opportunity now, I think, for Red, but already, again, outside of Slinkin, you see them pushed away from the objective. Just, I think, greedy almost. They're playing, looking for those kills. The Zenyatta into the sound barrier doesn't end up buying them anything, unfortunately. Ult from Tehax is good for 4. That's pretty decisive. The res has to come out immediately. Yaltis able to get that off before he was picked off. Red really wants to retain control here, get as much value out of this as possible. Slinkin's going to ult but get picked off before he has the ability to take advantage of it.
Tehax is left alive against Broken.
And Broken again popping his ult kind of in an opportune time.
Yeah.
He's
Would
really
have been much better off with a hook there.
Yeah, he's very scared of, I think, Tehax's Pharah, but not actually able to do much to close the game out against it. Riptire from Malachite is no good. He gets Tahax, but I don't think that's going to buy them what they need here. Blue back in, able to contest. They're going to push red off very easily here. Slinkin's trying to sustain by himself, but Discord Orb will take care of him. Broken gets one more pick off in the corner before he dies to a combination of Discord and Reaper. This is now the problem for red, is they need to regroup in such a way that they can get in here as a group. They've got one final push available to them and no ults on the side of Team Red.
Closest with maybe 3 shots of that move, but they're not grouping up on blue to really get good value out of it.
No, I mean, yeah, you're gonna see Mistletoe ult here. That's gonna be big. Between that and Reaper ult, I think that's pretty much the game. 3 picks on the Reaper ult was good for a lot. Unfortunately, Balak got nothing out of his, and that's going to be the decisive game match point right there. Blue takes it after wrestling control away from a 99% red.
They go up 2-0. They have one more. They need one more out of the to take the series there.
To take the first match here, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely can't help but feel like we're watching the significance of A, the double tank strategy very much, and B, the inability for red to stay grouped up. They've got too many characters on their team who are reliant on being outside of a core engagement. They have no main tank, since Roadhog can't go toe-to-toe with a team that's running a Zenyatta and a Reaper, and so they're forced to try and take these sidebar engagements and flank, which unfortunately on a control point map is not a super viable strategy.
Yeah, I'd pick something other than Roadhog right now.
I don't think they need to give up the Roadhog. I think they need a second tank, is what I think they need.
Well,
I think a
Slinky just
Reinhardt would
switched
help a
over
lot
to
just with space
76.
control.
Yeah, we're seeing the drawback, unfortunately, now of comfort picks when players don't make swaps at the appropriate times. So early pickoffs here. Euphonious takes out Balak. Slinkin turns around and gets Mistletoed. Malachite able to take out Jonald on the outside. Euphonious will get broken. So we've got a 4-on-4 situation on the point here. Euphonious getting a lot of value. Vincent, nice bump there. And that's going to give Blue the initial advantage here. Just a very, very strong coordinated game. They're getting so much good synergy out of the Zarya-Winston combination.
I like Jeff here. He's in a corner ready for them to come through. They're not looking for it.
And there goes
Now it's
Missile
gonna come
again.
straight through there and get destroyed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
there's
like
some
Red
of
would
these
be doing
picks
so much better if they could just punish Mistletoad's over-aggressiveness.
Unfortunately, they really are not taking advantage of that, and their challenge at this point is going to be, they've gone away from the Mercy, so they now have a Zenyatta, they have a Discord of their own, but they need to get it applied to the correct targets and focus fire those targets down. We're still seeing them kind of take these one-on-one engagements. Broken throws away his ult, gets discorded, and just deleted. Both Lucio sound barriers are out. And the Zarya into Tahax ult is good for 3 kills and denial of the Riptire. That's again a very decisive engagement.
Yeah, that's a really good play there. The combo of that ult.
Jeff is going to go try to engage him here, and is his ult up.
Yeah, you're seeing the ults used at the correct times. Red now,
Oh,
no
but here
ult
he goes.
charge. There it
And the
is.
Lucio knockback actually hurt because it moved him closer to the rest of the team.
That's a very, very
Just
nice
a panic
ult.
play.
Yeah. This is buying them so much time. Like, Red now has one last-ditch engagement here. They need to take it as a group, and already you can see the mistake. You see Broken here, going in along the outside by himself. He's looking for a single hook pick, but he's not going to get it, and that's going to give them the opportunity to discord and delete him. Now it's
I
a
think
5v6 for the most critical engagement.
Winston alone was not a good idea.
And here we
I
have
mean-
2 guys from Red Team and no one else on the point. Like, they're not moving together as a team.
No, they've. I think they've just been punished for their selection on this map, and now they're going to try and run in, force a last-minute engagement, but it's just too late. So, very decisive play on a control point map here coming out from. That's Broadhog and the Lucibros in blue, right?
Yep, they go up 3-0 and take the first point in the best of 5. Oh, that was a nice one. Gets knocked off, and kind of surprised Jeff's floor kill or Bayox combo didn't get a better play than that, but environmental kills are amazing.
Well, also doesn't take into account that that was kills on the objective, which are going to be weighted much higher than the quad that didn't really affect the outcome of the game in any substantial fashion.
Yeah.
So do we know what map number 2 is? Or is that up to the losing team?
That's the losing team.
They really need to give experience to spectators.
And Nick was wondering what the over-under was going to be before the match started on environmental kills, and I had set it at 2.5. I think we hit the over.
I'm pretty sure you hit the over pretty substantially there. I saw, 2 in that last map, and I think 2 in the first map alone.
Keeping with the comfort picks, I'm gonna guess maybe they're Yalta's team is going to go with King's Row. Something they've had a lot of success with before. It's comfort pick.
Looks like in that we've actually seen Numbani as the choice here.
Do you have on record which 2 maps Yiska's team took from Bones' team when they played heads up?
Yeah, let me get this fixed.
I believe one was King's Row, was it not?
Well, I was curious if they took the King of the Hill map the first time they played, or whether or not they won the 2 payload maps.
Amazing Jerks Brigade beat them on King's Row and Ilios. And lost on Gibraltar.
Interesting. So they won on Ilios and then just got 3-0'd on Lijiang.
Yep. Alright. Numbani's up next, and let's make sure both teams are ready to go.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some strategic differences here, just because we are now back onto a traditional 2-point map, and that's going to make this, I think, maybe a little better for some of the style of play that we've seen come out from the Amazing Jerks Brigade.
Traveling to Numbani.
So as we're loading in here to game number 2 on Numbani, we're again seeing Bones Jackson back on his customary Zarya, Mistletoad swapping back to a Reinhardt, Tahax on his Pharah of choice, Vincent will be playing Symmetra, John McGee on Mercy.
I'm almost positive Jeff will take Reaper again. It's been
Wouldn't
their
shock me
heart
on this
trio.
map. Nope, decision is actually going to be in McCree, which is interesting. For Team Red, we've got Broken back on his he doesn't know how to play anything else Roadhog. Slinkin will bring out the Reinhardt, Durantha switching back to Zenyatta, Yaltis on a Mercy, Balak on the Pharah, which leaves Traj likely looking at, oh, McCree as well. Interesting.
Group up here.
I think the 2 comps actually match up pretty well with one another here. Tahax and Jeff both do a lot of work, and so I think the 2 of them can do what they need to do, and then it just everyone else has to do what their role is.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a more equalized match here because we're seeing more comparable strategies come out. We're seeing double support, double tank on both sides. I do give a little favor to the Zenyatta pick over the Symmetra pick, but having said that, Symmetra is also in large part being chosen here to minimize the enormous run back for the defenders.
I really like Symmetra on this map, especially point A. It's one of the best places to play her.
So Red gonna try to come up here and work together to move through this initial outside hallway. It does give them the ability to move almost directly on top of A, but they're gonna need to get some value out of this. Durantha nearly gets picked off. Slinkin does go down from Tehax's rocket off to the side there. And this is where it's gonna start to fall apart.
They're just gonna get picked off one by one.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're definitely going to see, I think, some drawbacks to the compositional decisions that have been made here. Bones is up kind of in the mix, doing what he can with his Zarya, but broadly speaking, you're not getting a lot of value out of short-range characters here. There is a reason everybody has kind of shied away from Reaper, Tracer, and I do think that that's going to be an area where, again, unfortunately, Broken is going to get punished for this Roadhog pick, despite the absence of a Zenyatta.
I really think that they need a Tracer or a flanker, a good flanker here, just so they can go search for that teleporter. It's already up, and that's just going to reinforce their defense here.
Yeah, teleporter's up, and I don't see Dryantha kicking out Tehax or anything.
Yeah.
I really agree with that assessment. I think a Reaper for the red team would just be really, really strong. The fact that you can just Wraith form to the back and go find the teleport is very much underestimated.
Yeah, Reaper would definitely be an option here offensively. Even just being able to teleport up and get around some of this initial engagement. Unfortunately, we're going to see Tehax able to get Yalthus picked off, which buys the defenders a really nice opportunity here where that res isn't available. They can take a really strong engagement here. Once again, basically just close out the defense of position A. Broken's able to get the pick on Mistletoe, but it doesn't really actually do anything for them right now. They've got to wait for his team to regroup behind him and have a chance to try and get onto point A.
When they've still got, they'll have 2 teleporter charges left after 2 get back, which means that, I mean, they've got plenty of leeway to get it picked off at once or twice.
In fairness, this is probably the best opportunity Red's going to get. They do get grabbed here by the Zarya ult, and that's going to punish them. Tehax right behind, as usual, with the ult. Yalthus uses res, and there's still 2 more ults available for Red. High Noon charging up for Traj here. Even a single pick with this would be big. He's able to force them away from the point. Does get blocked by Mistletoe's barrier, but this is going to be the best opportunity they've had to date to get on the point. They're able to sort of get some flanking position here, work around the outside of the point to the left. Its hook is no good, but Balak does get a nice ult off here, picks off Donald McGee. That's not super significant right now. He didn't have a res available, but this is the closest we've seen them get. They just need to sort of engage into... Okay, the teleporter down there. That's what we needed.
Well, they just used up the remaining charges.
Yeah, I think Red's gonna get this.
This looks really good for them as long as they can close it out. Broken with a smart ult here. That actually is going to hopefully allow them to secure the point. All they have to do is deal with Tehax in the back. He's trying to engage and does get Drantha at the very last second. But it looks like control of A is good, and Red now has 3 minutes to get objective B.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Broken isn't too aggressive here and gets picked off.
Unfortunately, I think what it's boiling down to is I think Blue's DPS is just doing a better job of what they're supposed to be doing than Red's DPS. Like, the tanks are in the front line and everything, but when you watch the actual picks, it's just Blue's DPS is just doing a better job of taking out people than Red's.
I mean, singularly, it's the question of, are they taking the opportune trades? So what you're going to see is consistently Balak still trying to sort of drop damage in from the outside with his Pharah versus Tehax being very aggressive with his. He did go a little early on his ult there, so he didn't get the lineup with the Zarya ult, but he was able to get 2 picks before he was taken out.
The more I watch it, the less fan I am of this Slinkin pick on Reinhardt. He's playing too aggressive, almost with a DPS mindset, and he gets out in the middle of blue by himself far too often, and he's just an easy pick from that point.
Yeah, the unfortunate reality is that for every time he gets a big hook and is able to just delete the Zenyatta, it's honestly not actually as valuable as him just being on a higher DPS, longer range character and able to stay in the mix. Roadhog is not a classical flanker, and they're going to be really struggling now to get through this choke point. Broken is in the back by himself. This is a really scary fight. He's going to try and do what he can. He goes in, tries to get the ult off, and is instantly deleted. The ult is forced to res to get him back into the mix.
And notably, that's a very aggressive teleporter, and Broken actually walked around the building it was in. Either not listening or didn't realize how close he was. He could have taken that out before he did that.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice opportunity for them to sort of get the engagement point moved a little further back. That res from Jonald for a double is going to allow Blue to hold on this position. And Red now reduced to a minute, and they haven't even gotten around to that first checkpoint for the payload. This is a really, really tough spot to be in. They need that checkpoint value, and they're not getting around this corner with their current composition.
Yeah, and they're keeping load fully charged the whole time, and his ult's back up, so I expect him to use it any moment.
Well, 5 charges on teleporter, they need to get that down now to get the most value out of the target. But I don't think they are. And they're not going to be able to.
Fortunately, no big follow-up for the Zarya ult.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Barrage from Balak is good for 2. The Zenyatta ult is actually going to allow them to press forward with the payload. Traj is up and able to get up close.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Should got the Mercy first.
That was good.
Ahex has a total talent for that.
Broken's ult's still gonna let them push forward a little bit, but
They've got to stay on the point though. They've got to get to this. They've got to get to this next checkpoint, and every time Balak lifts off of it, he's losing the overtime. They've got to be very conscious of walking away from the objective. He's going to try to hang on to it by himself here.
Well, they did get the teleporter, and the run for the red team is shorter than the blue team, so they should be able to finish this.
Oh, maybe not.
Well, Trash has been holding on his ult.
They've got to stand on it. This is the mistake.
They walked away
walked
from it.
off
Wow.
of the objective. That hurts.
Switching sides. Score 0-1. Switching sides.
So they just need to get to point B. And they can win this. Plenty of time to do it. Especially a strong push at the beginning. See Jeff going with Tracer, which is good.
And the way their team plays this, this shouldn't be a problem for them. They're just going to combo Bones' ult with Tahax's ult 2 or 3 times, and it'll be 2 or 3 big pushes, and that'll be the game.
And this is smart with Jeff doing the Tracer, because you have the Altus on Symmetra there.
Yeah, I am curious to see what we're going to see out of Red here defensively. I'm a little concerned right now that they don't have an actual tank with just the Roadhog. Oh no, Traj is going to go Zarya. Okay.
it's interesting because I don't think that Blue has a real way of punishing a one-tank setup.
It's not so much about punishing the setup as it is inability to take head-on engagements. Broken is going to be really struggling as usual because of the Discord orbs from Jonald McGee on Zenyatta to actually stand and protect his teammates. Basically, my concern for them at this point is, with what we've seen in terms of the coordination coming out of Broadhog and the Lucibros so far, all they really need to do is get the initial push and get in position with 1 or 2 picks. And this team doesn't have anyone to protect their teammates. They're basically purely, at this point, reliant on Traj barriering correct targets.
Yeah, I think the game is going to swing on that for sure.
The thing I dislike most about Red's setup right here is their lack of real damage. They've got a bunch of things to try and hold, but at this point in time they need to be aggressive on defense because they didn't set a very good distance to beat. So they need to be the ones taking the fight to Blue here instead of the other way around.
Yeah, and you see the difference immediately in style, where Red was held in that hallway as they came up and tried to get this ledge advantage. Blue was able to walk right up, get in position, and they've got their flankers doing work. Japhonius in the back here on Tracer. Even if he's just getting a little bit of incidental damage, it forces them to worry about splitting someone off and answering that. Balak's able to take out Bones, but Tahax gets Yaltis. Jonald takes out Balak. Trantha actually gets the kill on Japhonius. So this is a good set of trades. ultimately I think actually favors the defender right now, just because they're able to secure the point. No one can push in there by themselves with Bones having gone down first.
I think a big problem, though, is that we're still 62% on Yaltis's ult, which means that he's running back now and can't really contribute or get ult charges with his sentries mostly down.
His center positioning wasn't as good as the previous teams.
Turret deployed.
This is a
He's
better
little more
game again,
concentrated
though,
on the right
for
flank.
Red.
He had no real protection on the left flank,
Yeah.
and a lot of wasted time on it.
The Tracer in the back, almost good for a kill on the Mercy. Looks like, yeah, will actually get him. So Drantha picked off, does have res, but couldn't use it before he went down. And then the follow-up kill on Yaltis, also broken, now picked off as well. That Zenyatta very, very well timed, and this is probably going to be a successful capture for Blue.
And they've got plenty of time to get to B.
Yeah, they're going to have substantially more time than their opponents did here. 5
Bones
minutes.
is on his way to his ult. Tahax has his ult. Jeff is on the way to his. I think one big combo, and this game's going to be over.
Yeah, I mean, Red also has a pretty nice set of ults available. Broken able to ult, Balak able to ult, Drantha holding on to res. What they really need at this point is to get a little value out of this teleporter now that it's available.
They need to be
It's the
consistent.
exact same position as the last teleporter.
Res
Drantha
forced
uses
out early,
res
and
very
they get the
early.
follow-up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Beautiful follow-up from Bones Jackson on Zarya. That's probably the game right there.
Depends on if they find
Teleporter's
the teleporter.
online, but it may not matter. Broken and Slinkin back in play already. Slinkin just gonna try to be disruptive on the point. Bones is gonna get the teleporter.
Yeah, but they just need to be contesting. APC.
I think Jeff and Tahax push very far forward, and Red just never gets back to contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point they're just filtering in too slowly. Broken and Slinkin both not in play at this moment. The game's gonna be decided as this approaches the first checkpoint. Traj trying to buy some denial time, not enough. And it looks like that will be a quick and decisive game number 2.
Yeah, there we go.
Play of the match.
Roadhog and the Lucy Bros go up 2-0 in the series. One more win.
Fire at
They'll
will.
get the finals. And they'll have to face Spectre for the Red Lobster gift card.
Well, let's focus on getting there first. We do still have another map available. We're gonna hope to see Red Team climb their way back in after they've been. I think the games on Lijiang were a little closer. In particular, the second match on Lijiang did go to 99% in favor of their team at one point. So they need to be a little bit more conscientious, I think, of the map picks they're taking. The selections they've made up to this point have definitely, in my mind at least, been better for highly coordinated teams and highly coordinated positioning. I actually like this pick coming out of Drantha. They would like to go to Ilios, and I think that's a map that will, in some minor but noticeable ways, allow the flanking and kind of split push style that they've used up to this point to be a little more successful. I mean, in particular, the well map does have several really viable positions to take for engagements. They can go left and right around the outside of the well. Someone can come from above the top using a Pharah. There's lots of positional opportunities in that way. Also really good for flankers. This is a great map to get around behind with a Tracer, a Reaper, even a Genji. So that's definitely a powerful position to be in. We had a question on the rules? No, okay, good. Where do babies come from? Thanks, Twitch chat. You guys are always good for that.
It's a complicated situation. I'll explain it when you're not a doctor anymore.
I'm not qualified to answer that question. That's definitely the basis of that one.
I'm kind of surprised they're going back to a King of the Hill map. They look really discombobulated in comparison to Bone's team in the first one.
I think, though, this plays better for their comp.
Yeah, I actually disagree. I think that they showed a much more concerted effort on Lijiang outside of the first of the 3 maps. That was definitely a better look for them. This is a map that's going to allow them to take those 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 engagements in a much more reliable fashion.
Now arriving at Ilios.
The thing about these particular maps is they are very prone for environmental kills, and Taehax is very, very good at that.
I mean, Taehax is absolutely going to continue to play Pharah. This is a great map for Pharah, but I think you're going to see some stylistic differences. There's definitely... Oh, see, here we go. Finally, we're going to see Broken. Maybe? No? Okay, he briefly looked at a Reaper there, which was maybe encouraging to see a swap there. Slinkin going to go back to Mei. Yaltis back on that Mercy. Malachite will play Reaper. And we're waiting on decisions. We got Traj on Pharah and Drantha on Lucio. I don't know that I love a Roadhog only tank team again from these guys. Might be a bit of a challenge. For the Lucy Bros on the other side, I'm gonna say we are maybe gonna see a slightly beefier team because they're choosing not to run with a Mercy. They've got Vincent on Lucio, Taehax on Pharah, Jonald on Zenyatta, Bones back on Zarya, Mistletoe again on Winston, and Japhonius switching back to Reaper. So between these 2 comps, I do actually like what the Lucy Bros are doing. It's going to be a question of can the now blue team, can the Amazing Jerks Brigade, successfully follow up on the hooks and actually get some value out of this Roadhog.
Well, they kind of beat me to it, but I was going to say that I'm not a huge fan of the Malachite on Reaper. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't think he plays aggressive enough to be the Reaper for his team.
He has a tendency to stick to those longer range or even medium range characters. He likes his Junkrat. Broken did get a really nice hook there on Zenyatta. Mistletoe here, frozen out by Slinkin. Japhonius going to be frozen out as well. That's a really, really nice play. Red does take the objective, so Broadhogs get initial control. But that was a really good exchange, actually, coming out of the Amazing Jerks Brigade. They really just need to set up some better follow-up. Malachite's kind of taken the long way around on this Reaper. He's looking for an easy opportunity to engage, and I think he wasted too much time looking for it.
Yaltis gets picked off with the res.
Broken got too far over there on the side, got picked off.
Neither team, though, really doing a good job right now of sticking to the objective. Nice pickoffs there. Jeff able to get the double. But I think we're going to see, again, just both teams. They took some very questionable engagements outside the objective. And that, traditionally, at this point, has been favoring the Broadhogs. They're doing a very good job.
Missile is just very much always in Blue's face, and they're so slow to punish it. Even with the ult here, he should have gone down probably 3 or 4 seconds ago.
Well, and punishing it is one thing. The real challenge, unfortunately, is that they're just taking the engagement way, way off of the objective. We're looking right now for Blue to get back on the point. They got a couple of nice pickoffs here, so this may be their window to do it, but it took them a long time to get back. They gave up 20% of the objective, waiting to kind of move back into position here.
Yeah, they need to be on the point now.
It simply took them too long to get there. This is a really good time for this sound barrier. Really nice zoning ult out of Slinkin. Should buy them the opportunity to get this engagement.
No.
Jonald's going to use the Zenyatta ult to let Red contest the point. Vincent in the pit. Will he skate back out?
He's fine.
Okay,
Malachite switches back over to his comfort pick and Junkrat. I didn't think Reaper was the right pick for him.
This is the time, though, where they really need to get something done. Slinkin picks off Vincent, which is good. Keeps the engagement equalized. The res is out to get Broken back, but this is where Blue needs to take control, and they're not staying on the objective. They're being pushed off, Broken off to the side. They really need him in the mix here. Slinkin's ult is good for zoning, buys them an opportunity. Drantha able to sound barrier again. They're so close to taking control, but they need to push them off the point.
There's fucking picks. I'd go with a soldier. Probably trash on soldier instead of be a much stronger pick here.
Yeah, they're simply not doing enough to maximize the value of a Pharah. Pharah really needs engagements where multiple targets are all together. This is going to be the same problem we've seen over and over again, though. This single tank, single Roadhog composition is probably going to mean that they can't stay on the point. We did see Mistletoe go in the well. That's a big opportunity. Oh, there it is. Finally, control wrestled away. Unfortunately, blue is down several players right now, so they really need a lot of value out of Broken here just to keep the point under control, buy them time to reposition. Tehax gets the singular pickoff on Broken with his ult, but that's really all they need to be able to take a good fight at this point.
Fire at will.
And Bones zones him out.
Yeah, and Bones' ult is really all they need now. That buys them time. Traj jumps in. He's going to contest for a second before he's deleted. And the overtime timer going to run out before Broken can get here. Nope, he gets in. Frantic ult may not be enough. Grantha's also in. He's looking for an environmental kill that he can't get. There's just not enough time.
They're just stalling. They're not going to have enough time to get back. And there goes overtime timer.
That's gonna be it.
Yeah. In fairness, of the maps here on Ilios, this was probably the one that was most likely to go to Bones' team, just stylistically. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Drantha's team can do when we get to the dig out.
I really like Reaper as an option for the blue team. I just don't think Malachite as an individual is the person to do it. The Reaper can do a lot of work on Toad, Jackson, and even the Vincent here, but they just don't have anyone that's comfortable controlling the game with Reaper.
There's definitely a bit of an inconsistency in ranged styles, right? You've got Slinkin playing a fairly close range character, but the rest of his team at range here. Broken going to Pharah, but no one else has switched to a tank. That's got to be a mistake.
I like this McCree pick, though. It's going to really help them control attacks out of the air.
Yeah. I don't know. I think no tank here is alright if they can get enough damage to prevent. I mean, especially with like having a double tank opponent means that you need to have a lot of damage.
No, the swap has already occurred though. Malachite's gone to a Reinhardt here, and I think they're going to need that because they're simply playing too many medium range characters to traditionally engage into a Winston and a Reaper and a Zarya. They just can't fight that in close quarters, and this map is going to require close quarters combat to get on the objective.
There you go, Traj is dealing with KX.
Slinkin able to get some really nice denial on the objective, and this is actually what we've been waiting for here out of the Amazing Jerks Brigade pretty much all the way through. They finally grouped up, got on the objective, controlled positioning. They've got that really nice double support composition. I love the fact that they've got Charged Mercy available already. That's a really, really important distinction here for their team.
Tehax on the backside, though.
Yeah, they've also got Jafoni looking to come in from the top here and get picks. If he's able to get even that, he gets the single unbroken.
Never die.
The res is good for 2.
He's gonna have ult here. Great ult by Jeff.
Yeah, really nice Death Blossom for 3. Unfortunately, no really good counter to that. Traj not in position to interrupt it with his flashbang, so that lets control go to red. But that's a really nice opening from the Amazing Jerks Brigade. That's a really strong positional engagement. So we're seeing some improvements, I think, in that respect. We just need to see if they can regroup and come back in here.
Well, they got a good pick on Jeff, who tried to advance too far, and he was punished for it. Now
they may also get a really nice pick on... Oh no, okay, Tehax is able to get away.
Nope, there he goes.
Missile came
nice,
off of
nice Reinhardt
Winston,
charge.
and he's now on Roadhog, which makes me want a Reaper even more. I don't know who wants to take their mission. Run the Reaper.
I mean, they're getting such good value out of their defensive picks here. They've got a really nice sound barrier up in time to let Slinkin use his zoning potential. Able to pick off the support.
There we go.
Really good job by Drantha early in that push of knocking the Roadhog off, because Mistletoe was going to have ult very quickly. and decided to run back and hasn't been able to ult for this whole push.
Good pickup there.
Yeah, weak ult from Tehax. Pretty much the first one he's whiffed all game. And Blue's now got the control. Beautiful ult from Malachite before he goes down. Fortunately, they can't sustain it because they've been pushed away. The next engagement, though, is going to be big here for the Amazing Jerks Brigade. They've got ult from both Broken and Traj. Traj can just kind of set up and use that as a way to force people out of line of sight. And Yaltis will have res charge by the time they take the next major engagement here.
They might both go down. Yep, there goes Broken.
I think that's bigger for Blue than it is for Red right now. Danny able to get a really nice charge, takes out the Soldier. Blue now on the point. They've got multiple people in position. They're looking for environmentals. They're looking to get ult charge ready. Bez is good. Brings Malachite back up immediately. There's no ults.
Second Roadhog environmental kill.
Yeah, there's no ults for Red right now other than that sound barrier, and Vincent's going to have to think very carefully about whether he uses it right now or not. Blue gets the sound barrier off.
He only hit 3 people with his ult.
That sound barrier for Red may have been a mistake. It didn't actually get on very many targets. Death Blossom is going to force the point back into Red's control, and now it's just a question of can Blue get back in time to contest. I don't know that they've got time.
No, they don't.
Yeah, and Trash has been holding his ult for way too long. He hasn't tried to use it at all.
Yeah, it's tough, unfortunately, because it feels like you really want to buy a big playmaking opportunity for your team with a McCree ult, but realistically speaking, all he needed to do was activate it and threaten it, and that's, I think, the mistake that a lot of people are going to make on McCree in general, is it's better to threaten the ult and force the other team to adjust their playstyle as opposed to sitting back and having it available to you indefinitely.
Yeah, clear them out and, don't use it, or at least take 1 or 2 of them out instead of...
Well, the fact that you can hold 50% charge means there's rarely any reason not to threaten it and then cancel if you can't get, even the single pick.
I like McCree on this map more than on the previous map. This one's got more open lanes for your ult. That other one, there's just so many buildings that as soon as you ult, there's just too many places to hide.
I mean, this is the map I've wanted to see Blue on all the way through on this particular matchup. We'll see if they can do anything with it. They've kept some of the smart swaps. Broken still on the Pharah. He's struggling to get damage down the outside here.
Missile goes in too hard again.
And they finally punished him for it.
Yeah, they finally got him, as soon as he got in. And I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, they're getting really good follow-up here. Slinkin's going to almost get the freeze on Soldier. He's going to get away. Malachite doing a good job of providing cover for his team on this Reinhardt. Able to keep the worst of the damage off of Yaltis for quite a while there. Unfortunately, picked off in the corner by Pharah. Control definitely going to be ceded here to Red.
The story of this game, of all these matches, is that when people try to solo against multiple people, they just fail. And they need to be grouping up and going in. We see, there goes Malachite, he goes down. Against 3 others. Broken going in on Tracer's probably going to get picked off.
Yeah, I don't know that's a smart pick for this particular lineup. There's really nothing in the back to pick off with a Tracer. Tehax will be in the air on this Pharah. You're not going to get close enough to finish off a McCree or a Soldier. I'm curious to see how it works out for them.
I think a lot of Blue Team's success from the round robin was team's inability to deal with Broken, and our team included, and I think the fact that they got him off of Roadhog and Blue's kind of lost without that solid pick that they could just follow.
The flip side to that, though, is that they play a very good defensive game. If they can get control of the point and get in position, they'll have a really nice opportunity to take a really good fight here. They've got several ults available to them. They're going to be able to push onto the point, and once they're on the point, here's the high news we've been looking for from Traj. Does get Vincent. Yeah, constantly that ult combo just so good. Well, very rarely, unfortunately, does Blue have an answer for it, but Slinkin doing an enormous job on May.
The amazing thing there was they used 3 ults there. They had, I think it was Jeff up on the stand, then they used Bones and Tehax. So they had three-way coverage for those ults.
This is the position, though, that Blue wants to be in. They want to be in the position where they can decide at what point of the map to force the engagement, how to get some ult charge available to them. They've got, in my opinion, the better... Oh, you know what? I changed my mind. They've swapped away from Mercy. They've got Yaltis on a Junkrat now, so they're going to try and solo heal with just the Junkrat. Vincent pushes in and gets this big sound barrier. May's going to try to use this Blizzard to buy them some time. They will get the pick off on the Lucio. Meanwhile, Broken able to take out Mistletoe on the other side.
Tahax is in the back, and there's nobody contesting him. Like, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants.
Enemy contact.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of fight that Blue wanted. These little 2-on-2 engagements, infinitely better for their playstyle. Jeff able to take out Broken, but he's immediately picked off. And that follow-up, again, so big for Blue right now. They've got a really nice opportunity here to sort of catch Red as they filter in. They're waiting on these long res timers, and they're at 80% already. So all they have to do is just win one good fight here. There's only going to be a couple of ults on either team, and between them, I really like the ability for Broken to get one decent Death Blossom and basically swing this fight in favor of Blue.
And I'm on the opposite fence, where I think if Bones gets his ult built, and they are able to hold this long enough, that they capture the point and just win off that at 99%.
Malachite whiffs on his Earth Shatter. That's probably going to be an issue for them. They're able to push Red off the point a little bit, but they're not getting any kind of follow-up here. And as usual, that combo ult from Zarya Farah just way too much for Blue to respond to. They need this, they need to get back in, but they're going to have to wait and do it as a group. They have enough time that they can afford to do this as a 6-stack. They just need to try and coordinate. They've got the Duranta Lucio pick here.
There.
He can just speed boost them back in here and get one last engagement. Oh, Slinkin doing so much work on the outside here. Can't get the pick on Euphonious, but he's going in. He's going to try. Has the Blizzard on the point. Catches Vincent. Catches Bones. That's big.
They get the pick.
Blue now, solid control.
They need to finish off these guys. Good. That's going to be
The
game.
freeze is so big, and that's the game, absolutely. Just Tahax, he falls. Jeff running in, but unfortunately, too little, too late. And Blue secures their first map of the game in this third round on Ilios.
I am happy I was wrong.
1-2.
I thought Red would hold it after the Broken combo. But I always enjoy more Overwatch, so I'm glad that Blue is able to take it and push it to another map.
We're back to the lighthouse now.
This is where I really wish Traj would come off of McCree. Even Soldier I like better here on this map.
Yeah, they need some better short-range engagement. I don't know that they're going to be able to keep Yaltis on this Junkrat. I think both teams trying to rely on single Lucio on this map, probably not going to be highly effective. We're going to have to see here, because Blue opting very defensive with both Mei and Junkrat. Red very aggressive with Farah as well as Soldier.
Don't worry, my friends.
Our first fight's going to be in this back room.
Excuse me for
It's always an interesting place to try and match up. Get an early
Nice
pick
pick off
the
on the early Winston kill there. This is exactly the kind of thing they need to just sort of establish some positional dominance. Unfortunately, they're continuing to do this thing they do where they don't take fights on the objective. Malachite not able to get a pin, but he's able to get a little closer to the objective, hopefully force a fight that's better for them. Buys lots of time, so Broken's able to get Vincent, Traj is able to get Tahax. Follow up here, looks like it's going to be good for Blue. They've got people on the point, but Euphonious just doing so much work with Junkrat right now. Slinkin's going to buy them some time here with Mei, but they need people back in position to start dealing some damage. Traj gets the pick on Jeff and on Jonald, so that might be all they need. The Blizzard here from Slinkin is so good.
The environmental kill with the charge to take out Mistletoe
On a frozen Roadhog? Yeah, that was classy. This looks really good, actually, for Blue. So despite the fact that they kind of took a weak engagement after that initial Winston kill, they're now in a position where they're getting good value out of it.
I don't like how far up Broken's trying to push. It's not a good place to be.
Get over here.
It's a risk, but it might be a calculated risk here. They do have a better position in the sense that they've got 5 ults charged. They just need to sort of pick and choose how they engage. And right now, Red is unfortunately in the position that we've seen Blue in so many times, where their primary tanks are not tanks that can really get into the scrum of things. That non-Reinhardt tank situation means that without Bones right up in front, they're not necessarily doing a lot of damage. The Riptire here from Jeff gets the single. Not quite enough to take control. We're going to see Sound Barrier up from Drantha. Not enough, unfortunately, for them to keep Malachite alive. But Traj gets a really nice double.
Watch the broken ult from the top. He couldn't get in the window.
Yeah, he's not going to get anything out of that.
No, he got two.
Yeah, but the double, unfortunately, timing-wise, is not enough to matter. They don't even get to contest the point for that, so...
Tax is coming up. He's gonna flank behind and ult him.
He's been mostly ignored behind the point for the whole game.
Watch him come in here now.
Slinkin again, really nice stoning on this ult. Malachite with an actually very strong Earth Shatter here. Looks like he can set up a nice triple. Pretty much gets the whole team pushed off. 4 deaths on Red means that now, in some ways, they really just need to disengage. Mistletoe picked off with the environmental. Bones is by himself. He's desperately trying to stay in the fight, but also dropped by an environmental, and Drantha knocks him off of the ledge. This is exactly the play that we've needed to see from Blue all the way along. What does Red need to do to get back in this?
They had to find a way to get Broken. Like, since Broken switched to Reaper, he's been able to get in and do a lot of damage. The only time he's been punished is when he goes too deep by himself.
Vincent just burned his ult and got only himself.
Traj again, a nice double. This is pretty much over.
Rains from above.
Oh, he only gets one.
The ult from Tax, nice, but unfortunately now means it's not available for follow-up on this big ult from Bones. And Slinkin's just going to deny pretty much indefinitely here.
Yeah, that was a good wall blocking that.
And Tax did a good job of not dying to the wall, because he was facing it when it went up.
Control wrestled away, though, means that now Blue's got to regroup and take control of the point again. We're seeing, I think, a smart choice from Red here in keeping most of the team close to the objective, but also not grouped up tightly, so they're not facilitating another big Earth Shatter. I'm really looking for Traj here to deny with his ult, just buy them some space, threatening even that that high noon would be significant right now. Drantha's ult, not super effective here. He's not getting a really good good sound barrier off on the whole team there. The fight's a little scrappy on the point. Oh, Traj blown up as soon as he tries to ult. Drantha doesn't get the environmental on Japhonius, but he does get him off the point, and that might be all it takes here. They get control back. Overtime now, trying to be forced. John's running in on the soldier, but deleted by the Reinhardt. And amazingly, the Amazing Jerks Brigade has equalized match 3, 2-2.
I may be completely biased to the hero, but ever since Broken switched to Reaper, they've been able to do a lot more work on the tanks of Red Team, and it's paid off.
I mean, a lot of it is going to come down, I think, to the play style of the players with respect particularly to the balance of healing and tanks. Both teams being on a single support feels like it's hurt the Lucibros a lot more. They're really, I think, missing that Zenyatta, not getting a really good engagement, and Malachite on Reinhardt, now that he's kind of experimented with playing the long-range, mid-range characters, he's doing a very good job of getting into the fight on this Reinhardt and being, if nothing else, just a big wall for his team, which is sometimes is all the difference. We lost Mistletoe.
Do we restart?
Oh, excuse me.
I don't know what's the... Okay, I was gonna say, I don't know what the administrative verdict is here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to restart until we get the well as the map again.
Well, I think once he gets back in, it will allow us to go back in.
And if it gives you one of the other two maps, though, you might have to restart again, because you'll want to finish Game 5 on the well again.
I'm saying I don't think we'll have that problem.
Tactical disconnect. Yeah, this is how they called their timeout.
Well, we could just have them forfeit the match.
We'll give them a second here to see if they can get Mistletoe back online. Do they have a sub available?
Oh, they have the sub that's undefeated.
Yeah, they have the undefeated sub.
ELO boosting services.
Oh yes, of course.
We've been terribly derelict in our duty for advertising that.
Yes, you guys need to make more mentions of that.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Every hero is now a Red Lobster hero.
Alright, let's see what happens when I go back in the game.
So like, Crab Rat? I don't know.
Now
Sure, that sounds great.
Shrimp Hog? Like I'm at a loss.
Yeah, we're on the wrong map.
Yeah, this is the incorrect map, unfortunately. The poor player's like, what's happening?
Now arriving at Ilios.
And again, son of a bitch.
Well, this should be fun. So, while we're hanging out, who knows a good joke?
AJB tournament?
Heyo. I was looking for an actual joke, though.
Now arriving at
Death Knight is
Ilios.
best tanking class last patch.
You guys are killing me right now.
Oh, almost. Not this one either, though.
Why is May best at parties?
Now arriving at Ilios.
Nope.
Feels like this should be the kind of problem that custom settings should be able to solve, but maybe that's just me.
So why
Now
is May
arriving
best at
at
parties?
Ilios.
Because she's got the best icebreakers.
That's terrible.
It's terribly good.
Hey, we got there.
Back to lobby again?
No,
Nope.
we're here.
Nope. Please God, no.
Yeah, please God, no.
I've seen enough of that lobby. Alright, so both teams now coordinating their setups here so that we can get ready. We're looking at for Team Blue, which is once again going to be the Amazing Jerks Brigade. Yaltis on Zenyatta, Slinkin back on the Mei, Malachite again on Reinhardt, Traj back on McCree, Drantha playing Lucio, and Broken continuing to Reaper. For the Broadhog and the Lucy Bros back in red, we have Vincent on Lucio, Jonald McGee back on Soldier, Bones Jackson doesn't know how to play anything that isn't Zarya, Tehax only plays Pharah, Mistletoe once again on Winston, and Euphonius back on Reaper. That's about as scathing as I get. After that, I have to apologize because I'm Canadian.
Hey?
Hey. Okay, here we go.
Were you late because you had to stop at Timmy Hortons?
Yeah,
I
time to
wish.
heal up.
I was stuck in traffic. It was awful. We have traffic in Canada, did you know that?
I don't believe you when you say that. We got
Do you
early
guys roll
pickup
down the
at
window and
10. That's
apologize to
strong.
each other?
Come here and get stabilized.
Yeah, generally. A couple of really nice pickoffs for Blue here. They've got Mistletoe down again for his aggressive initial salvo. Jeff able to take out Broken on the other side, though, so that's going to buy a little bit of time here maybe for Red to get some exchanges. Traj with a really nice pick on Bones. That's probably going to let Blue get the initial decisive control of the point here. They really need Bones for this combo to work. Mistletoe actually swaps to Reinhardt.
Feel that?
Dude, Teax is down low on
Time to
his
accelerate.
first ult. He's only at 16% because of that early pickoff.
Yeah, you've got really good upcharge here from Blue as well. It's going to give them some initial value. Pretty much the whole team here at 70-80%.
Bye. Whoa.
Oh wow,
That's a lot of
whole
environmental
string
kills.
of environmental kills is going to mean Red just totally in control. Mistletoe with a beautiful charge kill on the Mei, and that's a decisive exchange right back to Red almost instantaneously. And unfortunately, that means that now the inverse is true. Red team now has a sound barrier available. They're going to have a tactical visor momentarily. And Euphonious will have Death Blossom in just a second here. Whereas for blue, they're coming back in with only the May Blizzard and Tirage's High Noon available to them.
I would be interested to know if Mistletoe switched to Reinhardt on his own accord, or if he was told to, so he would stop jumping in as the monkey.
I think it's just a change in making strategy. They've definitely gotten some value out of having him on Winston. That's a really, really nice engagement on the outside here. Again, this style that Blue is playing feels really good. They lost Broken to the well, unfortunately, but they're just able to take these little sidebar engagements where they can force 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 fights, and that's where they're excelling.
We have a lot of ults up, so let's see who uses them in the best circumstance.
Yeah, other than that
Bones notably
lone sound
missing
barrier,
his.
pretty much everything is now in play.
I think Jonald's actually going to go first with his ult. We'll see.
Broken with a really nice pick on Jeff. That's big. That's going to give them a nice window here. Traj
Pick up
again
Jeff's too.
just deletes Tahax. He's getting really good at getting those pickoffs, and Bones,
For Broken, I think.
Bones not doing a good job, unfortunately, of protecting Tahax, which means that they're losing all their ability to set up big follow-up. They really need Bones to ult and get them back into position here. Two more
It was a
pickoffs
really
for Blue.
good charge forward by Malachi. Didn't catch anyone, but it kept Broken alive and harassing.
Yeah, they're doing a much better job of zoning, and this smart, again, engagement where they've got the team kind of off to the side in the building here, pick
was
off
a ragdoll.
Euphonious, and they've got Danny on the Reinhardt out in the middle, just kind of keeping the whole team worried about the objective. The
Ooh,
ult is
good
good on
counter
Mistletoe, beautiful Earth Shatter, Slinkin just controlling the entrance, and they've got 96% here. All they have to do is just push the other team off. Donald runs in, he tries to ult. The sound barrier is good, the wall is good. That is a beautiful hold from Blue. They finally found something that counters that combo. They canceled Euphonious' ult.
Raising the volume.
I am very impressed with Blue's play there. Like, saving the support ult for the combo is how you beat that combo.
That
Like, they're
was-
all in
that
on
was
these combos.
phenomenal.
Fantastic.
So
Great
we're gonna get
play
another
there.
game, guys. That was incredible. That was for sure the best play I think we've seen so far all night out of the Amazing Jerks Brigade. So that means that the series is now 2-1, and Amazing Jerks Brigade climbing their way back up.
There's a comeback.
Yeah, we're starting to see it.
Everybody like a comeback.
I would be curious to know what Bones wants to do here. He's been very comfortable on King's Row, so it wouldn't surprise me if he went there. But without a King of the Hill map as a choice.
No, already Kings Row. They've just locked it in.
Yep.
They do like those narrow hallways. They do like places where they've had a chance to really develop some strategy. It also helps that Kings Row was one of the maps that they got a lot of play on as a group during the initial Swiss stages.
If I had to take a guess, I think Bones wants to take shots right now.
That seems the sort of thing he might do, yeah. They want to swap Traj out for Balak on Team Amazing Jerks Brigade.
That's done.
Ellen, remember the last time these guys met on King's Row, Yantis' group won easily.
Now entering King's Row.
I think it's just going to come down to the elements of how they choose to play it stylistically. Defensively, we've seen some really good use of Zenyatta on this map. Or sorry, not Zenyatta, Symmetra is what I meant. And we're actually going to see some new things here. So for the first time in my time with the tournament, we're actually going to see a Widowmaker. So Euphonious choosing to get Widowmaker for Team Red. He'll be joined by Vincent back on Lucio, Bones as Zarya, Tahax switching to a Reaper, Donald McGee on McCree, and Mistletoe on Roadhog. So that single support style, very offensive. Blue team on the other side here, going to be trying to set up a really nice defensive position using Balak on McCree, Slinkin once again on May, Drantha on the Lucio, Yaltis on Zenyatta, Broken on Zarya, that's a smart choice, and Malachite once again on the Reinhardt. So this is tough. There's a couple of really nice targets for Euphonious as Widowmaker. If he's able to kind of line up good headshots on the Zenyatta, on the Lucio, even on the McCree. The flip side, unfortunately, is that they've also got to dig their way through both a Reinhardt and a Zarya, which means there's going to be a lot of defensive potential for Blue in this particular matchup.
That Widowmaker pick's interesting if he stays there.
I don't think he stays on Widowmaker or in that position, but it does give them the opportunity to sort of get the initial pick off and hopefully just swing some of these first engagements. He's looking for anything he can get here. He's got nice lines onto a few targets.
Also keeping Slink completely occupied.
Yeah, Tehak's trying to go way forward on Reaper here. I don't know if this is a smart move this early. Looks like he might get... Yeah, he's going to get picked off by Slinkin. So Red able to get through the initial choke a little bit, but unfortunately Mei is going to be very disruptive to that strategy.
A really good separation there with the wall.
Jeff's up in that corner. He swapped off of the Widowmaker pretty quickly.
Yeah, went right to a Junkrat, which is fine. They kind of need that additional damage. He's doing a good job of just kind of being disruptive from around the outside. Kind of baiting the shots from Yaltis, which means he's not babysitting his Discord Orb quite as aggressively. Malachite, strong position here for this Reinhardt, and he's got range for support here from Drantha, so he's staying alive and well for the most part.
Jeff and Jayhax are back in the back by themselves, and they're really not being noticed almost. I mean,
Jeff did a really good job of avoiding being killed by McCree. He actually can grenade out after he
Interesting here, actually. We saw Broken utilize his ult with no follow-up, but it baited out the sound barrier from Vincent, so that ult is out of play now. The Riptire here could be really big. Just depends on where it comes in from. He's looking for the Reinhardt. Will he get it? He gets Reinhardt. Simultaneously, Tehak's able to pick off Balak. This looks like it's going to be a capture on point A. A lot of ults burned there, but a strong fight for Red, and they're going to have a...
You're never going to defend 5v1 on
I think he was playing to ult in order to delay, but he just got caught out before he could ult.
Yeah, his team was too far behind him too.
Yeah, I think he just wasn't expecting them to get picked off as quickly as they did. I think that's less of a tactical decision and more of a, oh, it's too late decision. So Red now has control. They have the payload starting to move out, but they're going to have to be very careful here because they really, if they get a choice, would prefer one engagement in the streets and then to worry about the choke. Blue, on the other side, looks like they may just not choose to engage in the streets. They may just wait for this choke point.
Jayhax is behind him with a huge ult. Yep, here it comes.
Only gets Yaltis. Not a great use of that ult.
Yeah, it's a rather expensive way to pick off just the Zenyatta, especially when they're back this close to their spawn. Broken looking to do something similar on the outside. He's just looking to get some pickoffs in the back, but he gets instantly caught out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Riptire is good too.
Yeah, Riptire means the streets are pretty much done unless they can pull off a miracle.
Yeah.
They're being
Slinkin's
very
by himself
aggressive.
here. Expect him to go, oh, nice wall. That might get him out of here.
Damn it.
Yeah, but he's
they're...
off the point. He's not stopping the advance at all.
Yeah,
No,
the payload's just...
the checkpoint is done. At this point, they have to decide where they're going to hold and position themselves to get this next engagement.
They need stronger static defense here. A good Bastion would be good.
Yeah, a single Bastion would actually be very smart here. That would be an opportunity for them to get some defensive value. Broken with a nice pickup on Tehak's. The sound barrier timing isn't great, but it does provide some value here. Oh, and a nice double from Balak. He's able to get that on the strafe out because there was nothing to deny that high noon. Even the kill from Malachite onto Vincent, getting Lucio deleted, that's the whole team pretty much knocked down and pushed away. So now, Blue able to get in position and really decide how they want to take this next engagement. Also with 4 ults available. The hook is good. Mistletoe able to get Balak pulled in.
Broken's up top with an ult. He's looking to come in and, yep.
He's going to try to do it
Moving
from around
over.
the outside, but he gets seen as he teleports up, so now he's trying to stay alive until he can jump down and get value elsewhere. The big Earth Shatter. Can they follow it up? Slinkin gets the wall up. Freeze is good, but they lost Broken before he could get in there to follow it up. They needed that Death Blossom to follow up on that Blizzard, and now they're going to lose this first corner.
Step right up.
John
Nice
with a
zoning
nice
ult.
zoning ult here.
Yeah, just buys them the corner. That's all they need to do. He's going to cancel. He's going to hold 50%, and now they've got one last chance for an engagement. Big sound barrier. Timing on that's really good. Broken's able to get Jeff. They need more value than that, though.
Malachi
Knocked
really
away.
distracted by the Reaper. He should be on the point with shield.
Experience.
I think both of those ults from Red could have come about 10 seconds later, and it would have been far more effective at what they were trying to do.
This is tough, though, because Red, they got a long ways to get back to this, whereas Blue just able to kind of do a little work here. Between Balak, Broken, and Slinkin, they're just kind of putting some pressure on. And Red now not doing a smart job of retreating away. Broken really doesn't need this fight, but he's trying to keep Red in this position, and they've got this nice ability now to maybe take this engagement, you know, 4v3, and just buy more time. We've got to hold this position for 3.5 minutes.
Slinkin just dropped off the edge.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, the pickoff though on Tehax again from Broken is good. Jonald with the quick double on McCree, and this is game if they don't get in position. Sound barriers are out, but there's a huge follow-up here. And now I think that's pretty much going to be the game.
Ooh, Slinkin with a good ult.
May not be enough though, the payload
Well,
just
they
keeps on
still put
trucking.
payload well frozen, so that's game.
Yeah, the last second denial here is no good, unfortunately, from Blue. Malachite just desperation plays. And looks like the Lucibros will successfully take the first 3 points in round 1.
2:35 left.
235.
235, I
Switching
agree.
sides. Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Alright, so we'll see what the swaps look like here. We've got Malachite immediately back on Reinhardt for their offensive push. Broken's going to return to his road-hogging ways. Yaltis going to Zenyatta. Balak switching to a McCree. Slinkin plays Mei. And Drantha on Lucio, so they're going back to a double tank, double support team, which I like. I think that's a smart choice for them here. On the other side, red team going to pull out Japhonius on Junkrat. Vincent's going to use Symmetra for the initial defense. Jonald on Mercy. Tehax back on his Pharah. Bones plays Zarya. And Mistletoad will continue to play Reinhardt.
The thing I dislike about Broken being back on Roadhog here is that on this map particularly, Roadhog tends to get stuck in this gateway here, trying to get picks instead of progressing and trying to capture the point.
Checked out, ready for combat maneuvers.
Oh, we got a last minute change here. Yaltis is Ihanjo.
Wow, that's an interesting change.
I imagine it's the same thing though. He just wants to do the initial snipe and then swap again, maybe.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see. Yeah, I think we're gonna see them try and just kind of, with 2 tanks, especially with the Roadhog on this map, they can do a quick hook through the choke, get a couple of easy picks that way, and then force the engagement. What they're really looking for here is they're looking for the damage dealers on red to go down. If they can take either or both of Junkrat or Pharah out of the equation, they've got a really, really nice looking initial push available to them.
Vincent electing not to spend any turrets to kind of cover the left flank, which is what I try to do when I'm on Symmetra here.
Yeah.
So flanking is
Yeah.
potentially very open for blue.
Oh, yeah.
Tehax taking a fight with Broken out on the outside there. Looks like it's going to be good for Broken. He gets the hook and gets the deletion. That's going to open up a nice little window here for Blue to start and try and push. If they can get a follow-up hook on anything, that's a good opportunity for them to close it out. Broken really looking for this flank. He's going to go up the outside. Malachite.
Nice heads up play by
both
Malachite.
tanks are off in the side and not protecting their team here.
Yeah, but he did protect Broken in the flank, which probably was useful.
My ultimate ability is ready.
Really nice hit there from Japhonius to take out Yaltis and keep himself alive. Tehax is going to get Balak and just keep raining damage on the team from behind. The ult from Broken here, I think, is too early. Doesn't get enough value from that.
Well, he also got knocked up by Jeff, which meant that he didn't get he got out of position pretty quickly.
Yeah, and now see Blue just too many individual pickoffs here. They need to regroup.
Well, they're down ults. They've only got Slinkins and Malorkites, which aren't going to be great for trying to get anyone down.
And Red has
All
to
needs to
teleport
watch
out.
his positioning though. He's well forward to where he should be.
The big problem we've got here for the attacking team is that they don't have strong offensive ults at all. And that's
No, they just lack damage as a whole. Really, all they have available to them is this McCree. And the single target damage from McCree, while good, is probably not going to be enough. The pickoffs here on Vincent and Tehax are good, but they really need that that additional damage from a soldier, from a Reaper, and they lose Balak off in the corner to Euphonius. This looks like it may not be a good fight for Blue anymore. They're kind of deep in here. They may not be able to get the engagement they want. Broken just too deep right now. He's reaching for these hooks, but I think he needs to back off and regroup.
Yeah, they're
Teleported deleted by Slinkin.
going in one at a time isn't helping.
I mean, they've got some really nice potential here. Slinkin's doing a lot of work. He almost has Jeff. Yep, picks Jeff off on the side. Playing May the Sniper for a lot of value. The ults here are good.
Oh, nice.
Excellent ult from Altus. Just closes this all off. There's no chance. The Blizzard is good zoning, but unfortunately catches no one. Oh, and the Reinhardt duel. Unfortunately, Malachite is going to lose that one.
The one thing that's nice is that Bones and Mistletoe are kind of supporting each other and helping each other out, where Malachite's kind of getting separated from Broken.
Yeah, Jonald gets that big res off, and that's going to keep Red pretty much in control of the point here.
Nice
Broken
job
with a
hitting,
nice ult.
there.
Oh, let's break it.
This might actually be the ult they needed. Broken gets 2, possibly 3 here. He's going to try and get the Symmetra pick off. It's good. That's got half the team out of the way. Riptire from Jeff. Oh, double, but it may not be enough. I think they still take the point here. Jeff is in by himself now, and I don't think he can afford to do that. Yeah, he's picked off with Discord up. Mistletoe gonna try and get in here for kind of a last-second fight. He's discorded and loses the duel.
There we go,
Yeah.
good job.
Alright, so
Solid match.
They've got 4 minutes of potential time left, which means that, and they have to be 2, so they have to get through here with, in the next, by basically 1 minute left.
Yeah, this first checkpoint
saved his
though is...
ult for the second payload here, so he can immediately get teleporter up.
See what happens here. I mean, if they can get through the streets, they're in pretty good shape. Red trying to force this fight a little bit.
Yeah, they've already picked off 2 of them, 3 of them.
And Arcot's all alone, he needs to back off.
They need to pick him off, yeah.
It's a tough position to disengage in. Slinkin around the outside with Broken. They're looking for some picks here that they're probably not going to get. Broken with a big ult. Does get Symmetra. Puts a lot of hurt on the team, but gets deleted by Bones. Riptire coming in from the outside again. Jeff looking for as much as he can get with this.
He gets picked off while he's ulting too.
This actually is now maybe good for Blue again. Slinkin gets Mistletoe and Bones. That's a big pickoff. The Reds is good.
I think Red needs to give up
Beautiful
the
Earth Shatter. Kind of deletes the value of Bones' ult. Zen ult also good. That's the fight that Blue needed, so they can push all the way through on the back of that.
Yeah, they're still pretty short on time though.
Tehax in from behind, just trying to get the pick on Drantha.
Flashbang was good, but they didn't capitalize on it, so he's still in the mix, coming in from the outside there.
They're moving that payload though.
Yeah, no, 4 people on it. They're getting a lot of value. They're going to get it to the checkpoint, no questions asked.
Slinkin doing a great job of keeping Tehax busy and just not letting him flank at all.
Unfortunately, they got split here really heavily. Even though the Riptire is only good for 1, that's pretty much all of blue just out of the equation.
Well, that's going to be
Yeah,
good.
25 seconds left anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Dranth's sound barrier is kind of a desperation play. They're just looking to get on the objective here.
They don't have enough
Payload
time.
is moving, but I don't think it's going to matter.
They have, 5 seconds left. Their game's over. And Brodog and Lucy Bros are the champions of the inaugural AJB tournament. First, hopefully not the last.
Yeah, the Gauls are coming out. Both teams are aware that this is done, so just going to let this ride through and we'll call it what it is.
Experience tranquility.
Happy though, I think, to see it go to this 4th set. We saw some really enormously good play out of blue on that last map.
Tranquility.
I want to hug you like big, fuzzy Siberian bear.
Yeah, time to heal up.
Let's just remind everyone that the winning team here has an undefeated member who's not currently playing.
Yep.
Players having a nice little dance off here. This was a lot of fun, guys. Big congratulations, obviously, to Roadhog and the Lucy Bros. One more time. That's right now Team Red, Bones Jackson, Tahax, John McGee, Vincent, Japhonius, and Mistletoad. They've played an excellent tournament, and I think on the whole, we've just seen the enormous value of even a little coordination. Not even the 6-player team coordinating, but simple things like the coordination between Bones on Zarya and Tahax on Pharah. Those kinds of simple combinations alone have largely dictated the pace of the whole tournament.
Yep.
Oh, this is my jam. Push off.
And to some extent, I kind of expected these
let's
two
break
would
it.
meet up in the finals. I'm not surprised at the outcome, really. But the Roadhogs have played together quite frequently, giving them a blatant advantage.
Experience tranquility.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Yeah, and we saw that, especially with the synergy between Load and Tahax.
Yeah, they had some of the, I think, strongest combination plays that anybody did in the entire tournament. So very nice to see them coordinate and play the game they did, and it wasn't a sweep. That was, I think, the initial expectation after that first couple of games was it looked like it was going to be a quick 3-0. But it was really, really nice to see the Amazing Jerks Brigade come back and play a really, really good game on Ilios. I think had they had the ability to choose the next map, instead of it being up to Brodhog and the Lucy Bros, we probably would have gone to a Game 5.
Yeah.
I am loving this.
See through the
And now it's going to be game. Yeah. Tag Doodle remains number 1, having the best win percentage in the tournament.
Well, I believe my win percentage was equal.
Yeah, but you're not offering a boosting service.
That's true.
And thanks back to Green Johnson and everyone else.
Oh yeah, I
My
definitely
pleasure.
want to thank Cosimo and Bart and Thornmaul, Spectier, Shadowed, and all those people helping organize and take care of all of the games and casting. It's been a great experience, and I look forward to seeing the next time we have a tournament. Thanks all for watching.